Hello everyone, my name is Kishan from Matrix Connection. In this session, I will be sharing with you what Google for Education is offering, specifically on Chrome for Education. Let me share with you how Google is revolutionizing the education space and how partners like us are paving the way for this revolution to be a success. Let's start with the mission. Google's mission has always been to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. And for many of us, we don't remember when, but we transitioned from getting our knowledge primarily from libraries or through encyclopedias to simply Googling it. So it all starts with search and the ability to access information. Casual learning, from learning new terms, acquiring new skills, or even learning directly from experts, is all possible now with the advent of the internet. We now have the collective repository of information that is accessible by anyone at any time. The way in which people understand and apply that information can be transformative for themselves, their communities, and the world. Learning makes information useful, which is why it flows through everything Google for Education does. Google believes that no matter our backgrounds, everyone deserves access to great learning experience. So no discrimination. Whether a student is from an affluent background or less affluent background, whether their ability to learn could be hindered in one way or another, the opportunity to learn should still be extended to all. With the appearance of the COVID-19 pandemic that has forced schools to close at any given time, the ability to learn in the classroom, at home, and everywhere in between has never been more important than it is today. And when a student has everything they need to learn in a way that works for them, powerful things can happen. When it comes to what a student needs to learn, it will naturally vary from student to student, but some fundamentals apply to all. Students need access to up-to-date curriculum content. They need access to teachers who can guide and support their learning journey. And they need access to tools and resources to support their learning. Whether it's a screen reader for visually impaired students or video conferencing tools for those learning at home, when the fundamental support and tools of education are provided, possibilities open up and potentials can be fulfilled. It's Google for Education's goal to help educators transform teaching and learning for all. And that means providing a platform for each school to have the time, tools, and materials they need to create impactful learning and teaching environments that are right for every individual student. Google empowers educators with the tools to create innovative and impactful teaching environments to drive outcomes for every student, no matter who they are, where they are learning from, or what their individual goals might be. So why Google for Education? Google for Education today is not just the result of Google's innovation. With every improvement, with every update, and with every evolution of what we offer, we credit our growth to the feedback and suggestions provided by educators. This has allowed Google to improve the offerings provided to be in line with what educators actually want. Today, Google has more than 170 million education users, with over 6 million of those users coming from our Malaysian government schools. In addition, Chromebook, which is a lightweight device on Google's own operating system, has become the top device used for K-12 education in 2021. Over 50 million students and educators are now using Chromebook devices. This is a milestone for Google and partners around the world because Chromebooks have actually only been around for 10 years. Within that short span of time, Google are now the number one choice of devices in the education landscape. One of the key contributing factors to this is when you think of a device for education users, you need a device that is inherently secure, that is taking into consideration that we are dealing with minors, and it is the responsibility of all of us to protect them and the sensitive information within the education environment. What makes Chromebooks so special in this respect is that there has never been any reported ransomware attacks on Chromebook devices, ever. 50 million devices and not a single case? You might be saying, quit pulling my leg, Kishan. It's true. Chromebooks are designed in such a way that it is a read-only with no possibility to write on top of it. Everything is fully encrypted. Google has learned long ago that walls do not work. That's why you won't find a need for additional antivirus on Google's Chromebooks. Chromebooks are by design versatile devices that support diverse teaching and learning styles with tools and apps and features that can meet everyone's needs. You are in control of all your school devices simply and remotely across entire districts with Chrome Education Upgrade. With the Chrome Education Upgrade, you get worry-free device management on a single console. With zero-touch enrollment, you can actually drop a ship ready-to-use device registered to your school's domain to any location without ever having to physically touch it. And with this efficient fleet management, admins can actually refocus their time on innovation and other classroom technology initiatives. New Chromebooks are designed with longer battery lives, LTE connectivity, and all users will have access to over 270 educational apps in the Chromebook App Hub. You can reduce risk and increase device lifespan with Chromebook's multi-layered security, automatic updates, and integrated safeguards. Built-in virus protection combines with features like 128-bit data encryption, verified boot, and sandboxing, which protects your institution from evolving cybersecurity threats. Chromebooks stay current against the latest threats, with updates that happen in the background, and you don't even require a system restart to actually go live. Now for some facts that we've actually gathered through various research. According to the IDC, Chromebooks are simply more affordable while still delivering value through Google for Education's ecosystem. Institutions are expected to spend 57% less for each Chromebook devices. The measurement used takes into consideration both the device costs as well as staff time costs. Chromebooks simply require considerably less staff time to actually deploy, manage, support, and secure the devices. Say you drop your device and it is badly damaged. You are now required to have the device repaired. With Chromebooks, all you have to do is to simply hand that device to your IT and take another one. Because everything is cloud-based, stored on your drive. There's no difficulty to immediately replace your device. The fast boot up and robust performance of Chromebooks allow for classes to quickly get to teaching and learning. With everyone working from equivalent devices, collaboration is easy, helping classes stay more productive without having to work around different interfaces or deal with compatibility issues. Automatic update happens in the background and don't require a reboot, so interruption is minimized. Adjusting settings to personalize Chromebooks for each user's needs helps them to stay focused on education and not their device. Chromebook is actually Google's hardware answer to the sustainability goal. You get the most of your investment with a long device lifespan, averaging 8 years, and durable components like spill-proof keyboards, scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass. So Google is actually committed to that full 8 years of support for each device. And it's constructed simply to enable physical repairs and built with recyclable materials where possible. Chromebooks are built to last for as long as you will have them. Google's education offering also strongly takes into account its platform capability to offer education for all students with different needs. Chromebooks fulfill this need too by incorporating built-in access features that can be personalized towards the user's needs, style, and preference. Google has prepared a guide to help children with disabilities learn better, especially in practicing effective distance learning. This document is actually called Guardian's Guide to Tools for Children with Disabilities During Distance Learning. You can actually search for it online. The guide actually advises parents and educators on how you can properly set your Chromebook and Google for Education for students with varying disabilities. As mentioned before, Google believes that education should be for all. And some of the features that is stated here shows how Google Workspace and Chromebook features can be combined to bring the best personalized experience for different user needs. Google for Education is designed to be inclusive and to allow every student to have access to learning. Hence, by design, Chromebooks serve to complement Google Workspace from a hardware perspective. And all of this runs on the Chrome operating system, the Chrome OS. The Chrome operating system is a cloud-based operating system that powers every Chromebook. You don't need to worry about versioning and updating, as all of that is taken care of by Google with updates done in the background. You don't need to save and execute files on the machine, as you would access your files from Google Drive anyways. All this, combined with partner applications, will make for a seamless learning experience for anyone at any time. Over the years, different manufacturers have incorporated different features into their hardware capabilities. Chromebooks have now become a diverse market. You can now have Chrome desktops, laptops, and even tablets, all with different functional capabilities that suit different types of users. Tell us. We will share with you what is in the market in Malaysia. Combine this with Chrome for Education Upgrade, which is a perpetual license for education institutions. You now have the capability to push policies, secure access to content and device, as well as to ensure that devices will always be attached to your domain. So, say your device is stolen, you can essentially make the device worthless by locking the device completely with no possibility to reformat the device. So they will just have a machine that they cannot use and they cannot sell. Well, I love the idea, Kishan, but my organization is not ready to do a complete machine refresh. We also have many different older devices in our organizations that we can't replace yet due to budgetary constraints. Well, fret not. Introducing the Chrome OS Flex. You can now convert your devices to Chromebooks, giving your device a new lease of life. Why should you use Chrome OS Flex? Your organization may have older devices that can no longer support the new operating systems and applications. It is just getting slower. We've all experienced this. Chrome OS is by design a lightweight operating system. This allows you to slap some additional years to your older machine by converting them to Chromebooks. You can complete an installation in a matter of minutes. No tech experts needed to configure this. You can just install it via a thumb drive. And the one thing I love most about Chromebooks is that there are no complicated troubleshootings. Let's face it, the first person to assist a student with a hardware issue is typically parents and teachers. If for whatever reason there is a problem with the Chromebook, a simple power wash usually actually does the trick. So there's even a keyboard shortcut to perform this action. So in short, there is a Chrome device for all scenarios in the education landscape. For admins, managing the entire fleet of Chromebooks all from a single admin console will actually ease their burden. Admins can now focus on things that will be more innovative to the teaching and learning experience. For educators, having everyone work from the same operating system eliminates compatibility issues and makes troubleshooting a student issue much simpler. With a whole host of tools that can actually cater for different subjects and teaching styles, Google for Education in a whole provides everything an educator needs. And of course, students get to collaborate using enterprise-grade productivity tools, access from their Chromebooks. Think of it as having a backpack with all your tools stored in the cloud and access via your Chromebook. Most importantly, we try to make it as child-proof as possible. And we want to take this opportunity to actually share with you some of our success stories here in Malaysia. The most prominent one is our success with the Ministry of Education Malaysia. Back in 2018, proactively, the MOE decided that they needed to provide students in all government schools the capability to participate in learning from anywhere. So Matrix Connection delivers. Within a span of 7 days, we managed to deploy 5.5 million user accounts mapped to students and teachers to ensure the learning can continue beyond the traditional classroom. And since then, under the Cerdik initiative by the Ministry of Finance, students from lower income families were given devices to assist them in their learning, especially during the lockdown period. A large number of the machines donated through this initiative were also new Chromebooks and older machines converted into Chromebooks. With this, there are now more than 50,000 Chromebooks distributed to students under the Ministry of Education. And following up on that, this is one of the schools that actually received those Chromebooks as part of the ministry's actually initiative. So SMK Subang is actually a public school in Shah Alam that comprises of 159 employees and 2,810 students. It is one of the schools that actually benefited from a collaboration with Google for Education to close the digital learning gap through the Cerdik program, an initiative that actually provides digital access for schools and students across Malaysia. SMK Subang had to adopt e-learning immediately when the pandemic hit. Although in the school, there already were pre-existing e-learning platforms. Its go-to device for teaching and learning were actually LCD projectors and computers equipped with offline softwares, which were unable to support the fully online sessions. Fortunately, the school received some 401 Chromebooks by the Ministry of Education through the Cerdik program. Mathematics and data teacher Puan Farahia realized this transition provided a virtual school-like environment that enables every teachers and students to actually carry out effective teaching and learning. She also observed that the use of Chromebooks created more opportunities for female students to study IT and computer science. The increased exposure to digital tools also improves students' IT skills and academic performance, thereby actually empowering them to explore new paths within the IT industry. Upon receiving the Chromebooks, close to 80% of Form 3 students have started using one on a regular basis. Thank you for joining us today. Please do visit our booths to provide us with some feedback. And do reach out to us if you need any more information. We would actually be very happy to facilitate your queries, especially on what Chromebooks could be right for you. Do scan our QR code to find out more about Matrix Connection. It will actually lead you to our website. Thank you very much. Have a great day.